Perfect Order will go down as one of the worst sets of like the last 5 years. And before that, it was Shrouded Fable that held that title in the Scarlet Violet era. But you look now, and I'm watching Rip and Shippers open the packs and stuff. I don't see a lot of people buying into it. I mean, maybe because the first week there's a little bit of hype, but it's obviously going to die down really quickly. When that happens, everyone's just going to go back to Ascended Heroes. And yeah, the booster box for Perfect Order will probably be a $200 plus box. That's just the market we're in. If Shrouded Fable had a booster box and it just came out this year, it would be over $200 easily. Anyways, why do I think Perfect Order is worse? The card list is just it's pretty poopy. The only cards I like this Clefairy, but we've had like 10 Clefairies now in the past year. Lily's Clefairy from Journey Together. We just got another Clefairy in Ascended Heroes. You know what I mean? So we got another one. I mean, it's a nice looking card. I will give it that. The DNA is pretty cool. Probably going to end up being like a $5 card. A lot of these common cards are getting pulled. Eradicate, pretty cool. Let me just, kind of show the DNA a little bit better. Kind of gives me that, you know what I mean? Nintendo, what is it? What's the Nintendo Switch game? I'm drawing a blank. I played all the time with my fiance. Mario Kart. That like one map in Mario Kart where they're like kind of driving through the forest and the trees and whatever. Kind of gives me that vibe. So that's kind of cool. The full arts, I mean, they look nice, but they're just crappy Pokemon. And then you go to the special illustration rares. I mean, you got the trainers and stuff. I mean, but the chase is, just that's it. A Clefable. I mean, kind of cotton candy-ish vibe, and then Zygarde. You know what I mean? I'm sure this will appeal to like game players and stuff, younger kids that are playing the games. You got basically what is it? Just another full art, just a little more exotic. I guess decent trainer. You got like a little Pikachu in the ice cream cone, kind of cool. Then a gold, and these golds subjectively crappy. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion, nothing will beat the Crown Zenith golds, but I feel like just like maybe just add a little, kind of like that Crown Zenith gold style. Like there was some different like shades and coloring in there. Like this monochrome gold just doesn't really hit for me. Subjective again. This card's pretty cool though. I did see someone open that and pull it, and that looks pretty nice. There's just not a lot. I know PokePad's like the meme of the freaking week, whatever. You see what I'm saying? There's just not a lot that really hits. And it's going to be opened and probably pulled the most is obviously these full arts and illustration rares. And just I'm not going to be excited pulling a Mega Starmie SIR. And there's no data on Poke Data yet for the set because it hasn't officially been released until tomorrow, I think. But just not a lot here. And a lot of people will be like, dude, it's way better than Shrouded Fable. Well, I mean, look at Shrouded Fable just on Poke Data. You know what I mean? Set value $730. Obviously, because of the gold card, it's probably going to be more set value wise. But I mean, look at what you get here. You get the Duskull, Dusclops, Dusknor line, you know what I mean? And the whole set in itself, you go through all the cards, you get the Halloween vibe. I mean, you get the Fruity Kufant and the Fracture on a, Waterfall. But other than that, you get this like darkish or like anger, Halloweenish vibe. You know what I mean? And then we just go through the cards. I mean, $50 Duskull looks pretty basic, but it's just a clean card. You got a Persian, which is, the better version of Meowth. I mean, this just looks like a full art, and it's the SIR. The Persian is just a regular illustration rare. You got him overlooking the city. Let's see if I can kind of pull these up a little bit better, like I did with the other one. Yeah, like out overlooking the city, reflection in the glass. You know what I mean? Like just a better vibe. And then you got the Cassiopeia full art trainer, kind of like dudes like coding. You know what I mean? You got a Sylveon in the background, which like I feel like a lot of those like little fine details are like missed in the cards. Like a Sylveon back there. No one really thinks of that. They just think, oh, Cassiopeia, whatever. But you got to look at those little details. You know what I mean? It's a trainer card, but it's pretty cool. You got the Sylveon in the background that helps add, some more appeal to it. These three special illustration rares, I really think they botched the SIRs in Shrouded Fable. Obviously, I mean, you got all three of these, Okidogi, Monkey Dory, kind of like and they're all the same like artistic style because they're all from the same illustrator. Some gold energies and not really a fan of the gold cards in general. But then you go to the illustration rares, you know what I mean? You got a Horsey, like everyone loves Horsey. That's like, my age and stuff. A lot of people big on the Houndoom. I personally think this is a cool card, you know what I mean? Like kind of like trippy-ish. You got the Pokemon in the middle. Kind of gives you like an Arceus vibe in a way. You know what I mean? Pokemon focused and then like, kind of like this like terrestrial background. Even though, the Monkey Dory, they really did a good job with the illustration rares in Shrouded Fable. Just a cool setup on the tree, background, colorful. You know what I mean? Same with this one. You know what I mean? Like these should have been the SIRs because they look way better than what we got for the SIRs. I mean, even this Pheasantipity, you know what I mean? Just looks way cooler than the SIR variant of it. You know what I mean? Just kind of boxy, like really focused on the booty here. I don't know why. I mean, no really care for the full arts, and that's just for every set in general. Same with the trainers. A lot of people big on this Beware card. But you get where I'm going with this. You know what I mean? You get a better vibe. It's a Halloween-y vibe. That's what they were going for with Shrouded Fable. You got Perfect Order. I mean, like I said, a couple decent cards, but I mean, I would honestly rather open Shrouded Fable to pull something like a Persian than open Perfect Order and try to pull something like this Mega Starmie or a Gold Zygarde. You know what I mean? And this is just a subjective take. And obviously, no one should be really investing in either of these sets. But someone that's like a casual collector or something, or maybe they like one of these sets, or want to invest in something that's more affordable. You know what I mean? That's under $100, I guess. Maybe get one Shrouded Fable ETB, just one. You know what I mean? It's like $80, and it's just something to add to your collection that's cheap. Maybe you're just a starter and you don't have a lot of money. Grab a Shrouded Fable ETB. I personally only have one. I don't even have a Pokemon Center. I have one Shrouded Fable ETB. I got a Persian as a single in my collection, and then I got the Greninja Kingdra promos because those are probably the best promos in the Scarlet Violet era. Again, subjective, but it adds to the appeal of Shrouded Fable as a whole. Maybe we'll get some like decent collection boxes or something for a Perfect Order, but I mean it's not a specialty set, it's a mainline set, so there probably won't be any sort of collection box in general for it. But you get where I'm going with this. Just my take, subjective. I just, you know what I mean? A lot of these cards in Shrouded Fable, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cards over $30, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 cards over $20. And you got a bunch of cards still in the double digits all the way down to the Fracture. I mean, it's, I think it's a better set than Perfect Order. Again, subjective, and I get it, both sets are trash. But I mean, there's some good cards in here. Some good chase cards people actually like that I've seen Pokemon YouTubers talk about. So just don't overlook it. And at the same time, like I said at the beginning, I think Perfect Order has taken the throne for like the worst set in the past few years now. I think it surpassed Shrouded Fable in that category. Just my thoughts. We can look at the ETB promos too, but I don't really want to get into that. But I mean, the Pekkarant, pretty decent. You got the Perfect Order dinosaur style card, also decent. But at the end of the day, just wanted to share my thoughts on Perfect Order versus Shrouded Fable. Obviously, this isn't Prismatic 151 and all Ascended like everyone else is talking about, but I'm just trying to talk about things that aren't being talked about in the Pokemon hobby. This isn't any sort of investment video or anything like that. Just my thoughts on something that's not investment related. But yeah, I did, I guess, mention like maybe grab one ETB if you want to add it to your collection, but teach their own at the end of the day. Just, want to give my thoughts. Leave a comment. Do you think Perfect Order is better than Shrouded Fable? Do you think there's other sets that might be a little worse than Shrouded Fable also? You know what I mean? You kind of look at some of the cards and I feel like it was short released set, you know what I mean? Short window of product coming out, no reprints or anything like that. So I think Pokemon Center had some bundles like last month for it actually come up, but really didn't get any big reprints or anything like that. I mean, nothing really has lately, but nothing really from Shrouded Fable, and I feel like a lot of people just passed on it, rightfully so. It's not the best set, but yeah, just leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think.